Kings on Friday, of course, champions last year. I'm not sure if you've seen the last couple of days. There's been a bit of tension with the Kings owner saying that you guys think the Golden State Warriors, and had the boys come out yesterday and sort of respond to that. Should be a pretty spicy event.
Oh, it'll be a good game, I think. Obviously they are the defending champs. They're coming back home after a good win in Brisbane, so I'm sure they're looking to build on momentum. We're not really too concerned about what people are saying right now. We're just worried about winning game by game and worrying about getting better each week.
Do comments like that kind of rile you up in a way,
No. I guess some players like that. Some players look for that kind of stuff to motivate them. For me, I'm not so worried about that. It's more about how we're playing, how we're looking at practice, and we'll evaluate ourselves and judge ourselves.
So do you think it will kind of spice things up in this game tomorrow?
I think we need to be ready to play regardless of what's being said outside in the media or on social media. We know that the energy wasn't right last Thursday against the Jack Jumpers, and that's on us to rectify. And we did that on Saturday, and now we've got to keep building. So if we're not ready to go to play the defending champs, then what are we doing?
I think from the starting five, from memory, against the Hawks, you were the only one that was here last season. Are you impressed or even surprised with how quickly you guys have sort of got together, and your cohesion looks great? Of course, it wasn't against the Jack Jumpers, but considering the amount of new players that come in, you guys look really together.
Yeah, I think we're building on that chemistry, and it takes time. But we spent a lot of time on the road as a group this pre-season and got to know each other, got to know each other's games, and we're starting to build that chemistry piece by piece. But there might be certain games this year where we've got to put different people in lineups and whatever it is. We feel like we've got a pretty deep squad, so yeah, it'll just take time.
How does that compare to this point last season?
We got off to a pretty slow start last year, so hoping that we can get off to a faster one, get some wins on the board, but at the end of the day it's about being the best team that we can be at the end of the season, and right now it's just about getting better.
Do you think, given they are the reigning champs and the ladder leaders at the moment, that this will be your toughest challenge of the season so far?
The Jack Jumpers really played great, so I feel like that was a great wake-up call coming back in our first game of the year. It was round 3 for the other teams, and Sydney are, as I said, defending champs, and they've shown already that they can put points on the board quickly, and they're going to be a good team again. So it could be our toughest matchup, but every team can beat you every night in this league. That's what makes it so fun.
Given your pre-season results, do you think that you are going to come into this game kind of with a target on your back?
Yeah, I think we're going to have a target on our back. I think people know that if we're allowed to play a certain way, we're going to be fun, and we can put points on the board. But at the same time, that's a lot of different teams right now. I think everyone's lost already, and it's it was round 4 now. So everyone's had a loss, everyone's seen each other and starting to figure out how each other wants to play. So there's no point assuming one team's going to be good or bad.
You've both been tipped to go kind of deep into February. How much confidence will this give you if you clinch this game?
Yeah, first road game for us after a doubleheader at home. So getting a road win early is always great for a group, great for confidence, especially when you're going against the Kings, who are a good team, and they're the defending champs. So couldn't think of a better way to build confidence in the group.
Mitch, do you need Craig Randall to fire to win games?
Do we need Craig to fire? I think obviously Craig is a key piece for us, but we've got a lot of key pieces. Ideally, I think the best teams in the NBL have multiple guys that can win you games, and we're not leaning on one guy every single game to make shots. Yes, Craig can put points on the board, but he might just make great passes all game and someone else gets going, and hopefully that's what our team looks like throughout the season.
Are you prepared that teams will start targeting him to try and shut him down as the season goes on?
Yeah, for sure. We're going to see lots of different coverages. I'm sure Craig's going to see lots of different coverages. AC's going to see coverages. Robo's going to see coverages. They know that we've got some talented imports and guys that have already had success in this league, and we're going to see lots of different things thrown at us over the next couple of weeks, I'm sure.
How important is it then to have different game plans, different scenarios then for when he does start to get shut down, when he has quiet games and quiet periods, that you have someone else who steps up?
Yeah, and that's really the goal of our team, to know that, okay, they're really locking on one guy, so how do we enable another guy to start getting off and getting going? And that's really going to show in this first road game for us. How quickly can we make those adjustments on the fly and not have to do it at practice, and that'll be the decider, I think.
Sunday's said that it's vaguely reassuring to have him on court, knowing he can hit those threes, he can get those clutch goals. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to have shot makers and scorers around you. You know we've got a bunch of guys. We saw that against the Phoenix Suns, where once they get in the mode, they're pretty hard to slow down. You know, but as I said, every team has got that in the NBL. A couple of guys that can get going like that. So it's important for us to slow Sydney down, and I'm sure they're going to be trying to slow us down. So how do we free those guys up?
So who do you think you're going to have to shut down from Sydney to kind of get that win?
Lots of different weapons. I think Walton is really talented. He's going to be great in this league. DJ is obviously a great scorer, and Xavier Cooks has been an impact player for a long time now. So if you can slow those three down, and then you've just got to try and make everyone else earn their points where they do.
How do you feel personally this year compared to last year? Coming in and straight away being captain last year, I guess, might have put a bit of extra pressure on you. Now you've got a bit less of a burden, especially with three massive imports coming in.
Yeah, it's not extra pressure. I mean, the pressure comes from within. You know, we have a standard and expectation of what we want to do. We want to go into every game trying to win, and we want to make playoffs, and we want to win the championship. It's no different to any other team. You know, we were disappointed in the way we played last year, and we feel like we've got a talented group this year, but if we don't play the right way, we won't make finals and we won't achieve our goals. So it's really just about the week-to-week grind right now.